Good morning, everyone. BanDana Gramma here, and it's an overcast day with a little breeze, but it's gonna be a hot one. The next few days we're gonna have temperatures in the 90s. So this morning I got out very early to water the gardens and all the pots because they're gonna get burned up the next few days. And we're gonna be doing some traveling come Friday, and I'll talk to you about that. Some good news and bad news about that. The hand's coming along. I don't have the brace on right now. I probably should go put it on before I go out in the garden, but I won't use it. The garden is changing. It's coming along. My husband helped me put up another cattle panel, and I've started weaving the spaghetti squash onto it. It already was growing into my onions, so they were growing pretty fast. Right now I'm pulling up my live stream on the Kindle. Hopefully, I'm not going to spend a lot of time looking for that. If it doesn't come up, I'm just going to carry on and take you out and show you what I wanted to show you and talk to you about what I wanted to talk to you about. And if it lets me see, if it gives me a notification for the live stream, then I'll look at the chat. But right now we're going outside, so we don't waste time for me looking for that. Okay, first off I want to show you, let me turn the camera around, there, that the watermelon is growing. Remember I found that when I weeded my strawberry bed. There's more over there. And there's 4 watermelon plants that were volunteers and came up on their own. My beans now have purple flowers on them, so they're coming along nicely. My tomatoes are growing up the cattle panel, and a few are starting to get some tomatoes. Now, I'm in Zone 7, Maryland, and I'm behind because when I injured my hand, I got way behind in getting these put in the ground. But they're coming now. So, there's those. Tomatoes and beans. And there's the beans on this side. So I think you can see they're growing since the last time I showed you. And I've still got that plastic on the fence killing the poison ivy. I harvested some of the onions. I've got a lot more to harvest. I'm going to try and dehydrate some and save the seed bulbettes. There's another tomato. It's almost to the top of the support now, of the cage. Now here's the first cattle panel we had already put up, and I have cucumbers growing on this side. And you see this one is growing nicely. And this panel we just put in yesterday, and I've got spaghetti squash growing on that. And I do have some flowers started, and I wove this one in yesterday, and it's taken hold. It's already got wrapped around there. So these are all spaghetti squash down here, and behind them underneath are my collards and broccoli. I stuck a couple of tomatoes in there in the open space, hoping they'll get a little sun. And let's see, broccoli and cauliflower and collards are behind here. And I think you can see they are jumping up too. They're looking pretty good. Now yesterday I weeded a lot. I weeded in front of the beds here, all this area here I weeded. And all around the beds I weeded. So you can see all the beds, not too many weeds in them. Here's peppers. They're a little more spindly than I like. I'm going to feed them again, but they're getting some flower buds on them. I've got one lonely beet that came up. I had a bunch come up, but that's the only one that lasted. I don't know why. And another tomato and pepper plant down there. And these marigolds were all volunteers, and I'm going to be digging some of them up and moving them to plant among the beds. All right, we also put this cattle panel in yesterday, and I'm going to tie these tomatoes onto it. These tomatoes were the ones that looked just about dead when I put them in the ground, and I'm really thankful they came back. My raspberries have done their thing. They're not doing much now. But again, I weeded all out up here. And I weeded a spot way up there, but this area right here, I still need to weed all this. And I've got cardboard up there. Well, I'll show you more though. There's some tomatoes in there. I still got peaches coming on this tree. And I've got a heartbreaking tree to show you. All right, this area is kind of the jungle. But here's some more tomatoes and peppers. These are the ones my sister Patty put in the ground for me right after I injured my hand. I'd had them in solo cups and she planted them for me. So they're coming along. And now for the heartbreak. My Asian pear that I was so happy about. It had 20 Asian pears on it. Looking beautiful. Do you see any pears on it? They were all over the place. All over this tree. 20 of them. The baby tree. Growing, getting big. Well, I can show you what they look like because there's one left right here. Let me get in here to show you. Right here. This is the one that's left. See, it's starting to grow into a size. I mean, it's not anywhere. Probably get twice that big when it's ready to harvest. I've got netting here. I put netting on it because I saw the squirrels picking one off. And I came out yesterday and 19 pears were gone. They're not on the ground. I don't see remnants like chewing them up and dropping them. They're just gone. How in the world? Most of them were under this netting. How did that happen? I really don't believe a human came in here and took them all. I mean, it seems like that's the only thing that makes sense. My yard rarely, I think once, 10 years ago, deer found their way in here because we're in the suburbs and we don't see many deer. But 19 Asian pears gone. How does that happen without a trace? I don't get it. I'm really perplexed and sad and I'm angry because I was really, really happy about those pears. That ladder's there because my husband was standing on it to pound the posts in to put the cattle panels up. So that's my heartbreak right there. I'm so upset about that. That was the one tree I thought was going to do exceptional this year. And it was. They were coming beautiful. No disease, no mildew, no nothing. Growing and now gone. So sad. So now I'm going to take you out front and hope the Wi-Fi keeps working. This morning I got out early to water and to weed, and I weeded over here. This is the area where I'm making a cutting garden, and I have zinnias in here. So those are my zinnias growing. These are berry bushes. They've done their thing. Those are boysenberries. This goji berry never did anything. I'm going to whack that back really severely and see what happens next year. And I got some canna that we threw in here. We'll see how that goes. But this is an old-fashioned high chair we're going to get rid of. It's not safe for any kids. So someone who just wants a collection of something in the 50s or to put a doll in it or something, I'll have to find somebody like that who would like it. Now out front, I do have something glorious to show you. It's my hardy hibiscus. I can't believe the size of the flowers that comes out on, because the buds look so tiny. Let's see if I can sneak up on the buds before I show you the flowers. Okay. Here are the buds. And here's my hand. See, they're not very big. But look at what they produce. This. These are hibiscus. And they look like paper flowers. They don't look real, but they are. Look at the size of those. And here's the buds. Isn't that amazing? Here's one that's probably getting ready to open here. It's swelling there. And then it will turn into this. Is that not gorgeous? I love that. And back in there low, those are torch tithonias. They will grow about 5 feet tall and have tons of orange flowers on them. And I have dahlias. My roses aren't doing great. They were beautiful, and then they got a problem where something was eating the leaves and they stopped producing. I've been spraying them with organic stuff, but there's not too many left out here, so I'm kind of sad. Got some more canna over there by the, what do you call that tree? Crepe myrtle. All right, and these are balloon flowers. See, they make a bud that looks like that, and then they open up into this flower, and they call it a balloon flower. So I weeded out here this morning too and watered. Here's my hollyhocks. And I've got pots here. Of course, these needed watering because it's going to be in the 90s and pots dry out fast. That's another torch tithonia there. Doesn't look like much now, but it'll be glorious. I've got a bunch of them out here. They're all volunteers or coming back, perennials. This pot had beautiful flowers in it, Gerber daisies, and they did their thing, but it'll put out more. So that's my hibiscus I wanted to show you. All right, now the reason this chair is out here is because we took it to the Goodwill, but they wouldn't take it because it wasn't, you know, approved for safety anymore. So I'm gonna need to find it a home. I don't want to just toss it in the dump, and I don't have a use for it. So I'm going back out on the porch. Hopefully I'll be able to see the chat. And if I can't, I'll just talk to you anyway, or I'll go into the office and see the chat there. But I want to tell you about the trips coming up. Whew. Okay, let's see, get the top of my head in there. I guess that'll work. Now, Friday, my husband and I are going to take a trip, and we're going up to Lancaster, Pennsylvania. That's Amish Country. And I was supposed to meet up with Tessie. That was the plan. But turns out we can't coordinate our schedules. The days my husband would like to go, Tessie's not available, and we tried to do it the following week. Same thing was happening. So this trip, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to meet up with Tessie, which is very sad for me. Yeah, the chat's not coming up on here. So in a minute, I'll go inside and look at it on the computer, so I don't waste time looking for it here. I have a physical therapy appointment at 9:45 this morning, so I'll be leaving for that. When we go up to Pennsylvania, I hope to get some good videos of a lot of the Amish countryside and the flea markets and farmers markets. We might go see a couple of plays. One of them, if you ever go to Lancaster, look up Sight and Sound Theater. It's a little pricey. The tickets are upwards of $50, $45, $40, $43, $45, somewhere around there. But it is fantastic. The theater is huge, and the stage, it almost envelops you. It goes down the left side, across the front. Up, I think it's 300 feet, the stage, and it has live animals and music and beautiful costumes, and it's all biblical stories that they bring to life. And I've always been impressed when I went there. It's just beautiful. The first show I saw there was Noah's Ark. It was amazing. The whole first part of the show was Noah getting ready to go and building the ark and all. And that was on the front stage. And you knew there was a stage that wrapped around, but you didn't think too much of that. And when the second act started, it had to do with Noah having all the animals in the ark. In fact, it started with him marching camels and real camels down the aisle where you could see them and up onto the stage, and he put them in the cages. And then the curtains on the side came back, and you looked up and there was tier after tier after tier of animals in cages, real ones and animatronics. They all looked real. And you were sitting in the ark because it was surrounding you. It was glorious. So Sight and Sound Theater puts on a wonderful show. I believe Branson also has a Sight and Sound, and they switch back and forth which plays they're putting on. They do a wonderful job. So if you can afford it or want to make the sacrifice to go, it's really worth it. So I don't know if we'll do that this trip or not. There's also a couple of dinner theaters we like to go to that usually put on a good show. Nothing like that, but a nice show. And I like to go to the QVC outlet. I mentioned that in another video, that's where I get my ceramic. I got those blue ceramic pie dishes and muffin dishes. I'd say muffin tin, but they're not tin, they're ceramic. And they got plates and things, and I like to go there and get them highly discounted at the QVC outlet in Lancaster. And there's a Christmas tree shop there. If you're not familiar with those, they don't sell all Christmas stuff. They sell everything and a lot of garden stuff and very good prices. So I like to hit that shop. So I'll try and see if I can show you some of the bargains I find. There's good thrift stores up there too. And in fact, one Tessie goes to, and another one very similar, but about 3 times the size that we've seen up there too. So, all right. This has not given me my chat, so I'm going to go inside to the computer and see who all's here. Say hello before I sign off to go finish getting ready for my appointment. In here, did it sign on? Did it stay on the whole time I was out in the garden, or did it kick off? Because it looks like there's 2 groupings of chat here and that it disconnected. Coco likes my placeholder folder. I was trying to make a business card, so I was putting all kind of pictures on it, and I never did get the card made, but I still had that collage that I made. Good morning, Kelly. Hi, Sheila. Jeanette. I saw the video of Linda's Pantry and she said your name. I'm from Texas. Well, thanks for coming over and visiting, Jeanette. Glad to have you here. Hope Homestead. Hey. Hey, stranger. Tessie. Hello, Tessie. Okay. Praying for yous. Well, I don't know who she's talking to, but if it's me, thank you. Mama looks pretty. Wow. Thank you, Tessie. I gotta get ready to go to my appointment today. I was gonna try and curl my hair, but it's gonna be 95 today. I don't think it'll do much good. So, in fact, the next few days, it's gonna be high 90s. Not fun. So, let's see if I can tell how many are in here. 12 are watching. All right, can somebody tell me, did it stay on the whole time I was outside, or did it cut off and you didn't see it? Definitely a hair up day. Yeah, I think I agree. On all the time. Oh, okay, good. It was on all the time. So you saw my hibiscus, and good. Wasn't that pretty? I love that flower. Good. Thank you, Kelly. Pretty hot. Not bad for 67, huh? You guys are funny. Too funny. All right, so Tessie, I'm disappointed we're not going to be able to meet up. Oh, that's right, Sheila. Today's your day to get your wisdom teeth out. I had a couple pulled before. All right, I'm going to remember about that. What time are you having that done? I prayed for you already, but I'll pray for you again. We want everything to go smoothly and you have a nice recovery with not much pain. How about no pain? Too hot for man or beast. I get 2 wisdom teeth out today. Yep. Everything looks lovely. Man, I thought I was the old one. No, I'm probably the oldest one here. It's rare somebody in here that's older than me. I got to do PowerPoint for worship service Sunday and having a lazy day. Yes, Tessie had oral surgery last week. And Tessie, are you still feeling a lot better than you were the whole past year? Is it really helping a lot to have that infection out of there? Yeah, I'm really upset about my Asian pears. I had such high hopes for that tree. It's such a mystery that they just vanish. They didn't drop. An animal, I saw a squirrel take them before, and they take a few bites and they drop them and scamper off. Nothing is there. I didn't know anyone from PA had a homestead channel. Just subscribe to your channel, Homestead Tessie. We live in Westmoreland County. Not sure if you ever heard of it, 45 minutes east of Pittsburgh. Tessie and I did a video together before, and she had mentioned that we're looking for people in the northeast area or a central area, mid-Atlantic area around there, because we don't know a whole lot. We know a bunch in Virginia. I'm scared to plant my garden because of the heat, 95 or better. I'm 62. Good morning, says Teasers Pleasers. I saw you on a live stream yesterday. I live in Dauphin County. Yes, Mom, except night's bad, neck and ear pain. Oh, now did they talk to you about that and say it's would be normal and should pass, or was it when your jaw is healing? Just crazy. Wonder if you'll ever catch the thief. Where are you located? I'm in Maryland, close to the Chesapeake. Yeah, I'll be going up to Lancaster Friday and Saturday. We're staying over Friday and Saturday, and I'll be frequenting the thrift shops and QVC and farmers markets, and we'll be at the Green Dragon on Friday, my husband and I. Jeanette's in Texas, and she's looking for someone close to her. I'm in the neck of Texas, Amarillo. Now, for those of you who don't know, I am having a 2,000 subscriber giveaway, and I started it when I was at 1630 something, and now I'm at 1812. I think I have 1,812 subscribers. When I hit 2,000, we're having a giveaway, and the O'Cedar Company has donated a really nice spinning mop and bucket set. I have that set. I love it. People who have seen it on my cleaning videos have commented on it, so I called O'Cedar and said, would you donate a mop and bucket set for my 2,000 subscriber giveaway? And they said yes. So I think they're a good company. And it's really sturdy, a lot better than that other blue spinning mop bucket that was all over the TV that I had ordered, and it broke and didn't work well and leaked and all that. This one is great. So if you'd like to enter, there's contact information on my page right here under this video, and it will direct you to the 2,000 subscriber giveaway video. And that's where you have to comment and do the things you need to do, because that's the comments on that one are the ones that are going to be put in the randomizer that will choose a winner. So you'll see all the information. It's the usual, you know, be a subscriber, like, comment, and share, and then you're entered. All right, infection is still draining. Well, I'm glad it's clearing up for you, Tessie, that you had it done. Lone Star Living is in Texas, yep. Yeah, the mop and bucket isn't real expensive. I think marked down you can get it for like $38 for the mop and bucket set. But you can also win one. Oh, my husband's coming home. I'll let him know. Mick, I'm doing a live stream, hun. Just so you know. All right, Sheila's in Bluebell. Yeah, last time we talked and you told me you were in Bluebell, I got confused because I know of Blue Ball. And I was thinking, oh, she's up by the Shady Maple buffet. But that's Blue Ball, not Bluebell. Melinda Hoffman. I'm glad I found a closer community, especially with big family homestead moving away. Yeah. Everyone gets confused about Blue Ball and Bluebell. Yeah, they're very closely, they sound almost the same. Okay, so I don't know if Tessie and I are going to be able to meet up this summer or not. We're talking about the fall now, but we also have a very busy fall, both of us. She has a son getting married. We have traveling to go to New York and Massachusetts, and I'm going to the Homesteaders of America conference in October 14th in Warrenton, Virginia. If any of you are interested in that, look it up. Homesteaders of America conference. A lot of YouTubers are going to be there. Paisley Permaculture. Whoop whoop. I got into a live stream while it's still live. Good morning. Good morning, Paisley. Glad to have you here. You just made it because I'm not staying on too long. I've got to get ready to go to my physical therapy appointment. Would you still plant this late in the season? Well, it depends where you are. I can plant some things yet. I mean, succession planting, green beans, things like that. And also in August, you can start planting for the fall garden, like your fall plants, like your broccoli and at least in Zone 7, Maryland. You'd have to look up your own zones to see what you could do. Hello, Heather. Welcome. Melinda. Okay, we got what? 13 on. I don't think there's any other news I wanted to share. I wanted to share with you that we had put up the other cattle panel, that everything's growing, that some awful thing took all my Asian pears, that my hibiscus is looking gorgeous. And I've been weeding, one-handed, left-handed weeding, but I got a lot done. And this morning I got out and watered because it's gonna be hot for the next few days. That's nice. I wish your son Tessie all happiness with his starting out new. September 9th is the wedding. Yeah, you got some major changes coming up. I'm not going to say them. I'm going to let you announce them. Tell about your hugel culture bed, please. Okay, I've got a couple of videos up on when I made a hugel culture bed. Now, hugel culture by definition means like a mound, and what you do is you dig down into the earth, or you can start by just piling wood on top of the earth and then covering it with earth, but you need earth to cover it, so I dig down a little so I got that earth to cover it. So you dig down. I dug down about 2.5, 3 feet by 3 feet by 8 feet. I made a big trench, myself, with a shovel. And I dug that thing out, and then I filled it with chunks of logs and tree trunks and things like that I had asked neighbors, and they had it, and they brought it over, and we rolled them into that thing, and we put the bottom of the hole, we filled it with these big honking logs. That's how you found me, through the hula culture. Okay, so we put the logs in there, and then we covered the logs with smaller branches and twigs, and then I put leaves all on top of that. And then I covered it all with the earth, and so it made a mound because you had all that wood under there. So when you put the earth back in, it makes a mound. And then I covered the mound with compost. I planted the mound with vegetables. You can put trees in there, you can put anything in there. And then once they were coming up, I covered them with wood chips to hold the moisture in. Now, the whole theory behind this, hugel culture, is that the wood in the ground will not only hold the moisture, so you don't have to water very often, but as the wood decomposes, and it's best if you use old wood, because if you use fresh wood, it takes a while to break down. And yes, fresh wood in the dirt can leach nitrogen from the soil. But once it gets going, you get that stuff, within a year, decomposing under the ground. It's feeding the soil. All that stuff is feeding the soil, good organic material. And the wood chips on top are holding the moisture and also feeding the soil. You never want to plant into the wood chips. You want to plant under the wood chips into the soil. And I've made 2 of those beds so far, and they do help. When we went away on vacation, I was gone 1 year for 3 weeks, and my daughter was only able to water once, and we had high temperatures, and I thought everything was going to be fried. But when I came home, things looked good. And what happened was, around the hula culture, outside of it, if I moved the dirt, it was dust. It was dry. But in the hula culture, when I moved the wood chips and got down in there, it was moist and nice, and it really does help. So look that up, hugel culture. It's spelled funny, HUGELKULTUR, hugel culture. And I have a video on it. It's a long one, but you can skip through it. I wanted to prove that I dug the whole thing myself, so I had a good portion of it was me digging, even though I skipped through it somewhat. I didn't make it second by second. So you can look that one up. Do I have recent pics? I can show you what's growing in it. It's flattened down some because, of course, all the branches and the leaves and the things that were on top of the logs end up flattening down, so it looks like a gentle mound now instead of a high mound. But it does help, and you need to keep putting the wood chips on top, or some other kind of mulch, like hay, or straw, or even paper, something that will hold the moisture in. Bye, Jeanette. Okay, so I guess if that's the only question, I think I'm going to have to sign off and get myself ready for my appointment. I got dishes to do. I didn't even make my bed yet because I wanted to get out in the water. So I got to go make my bed and do that stuff. So thanks for coming by, everyone. And I do plan on doing a cooking video from my kitchen. If not this afternoon, then tomorrow. I have to go out and get zucchini. I was sure I bought zucchini, and I didn't because it's not in the fridge. I can almost picture myself putting it in the cart, so I don't know what happened. If I left it behind on the counter at the store or what, but I was going to make the video yesterday and no zucchini. I'm watching my weight, so I'm going to be making a zoodles lasagna, which is spiralized zucchini instead of pasta. So ever since you mentioned Lancaster in your previous video, I would love to visit. I told my son, who works for the airlines, that's going to be our next day trip. It's a great place, Angela, and I'd be glad to tell you places to go see and do that I haven't mentioned already. We have a couple of favorite places to stay. You know, it depends on what you like. I don't need fancy schmancy. I need clean and affordable and in a nice area. And that's what we find when we go looking for motels. Okay, thank you, Coco. You have a blessed day too. You're a sweetie, Coco. I loved your video when you talked about the carousel box. Zook thief. Yeah, maybe it's the same one who took my Asian pears. I don't know. My zooks are gone. So watch later, either today or tomorrow, for my. I might do it live stream if I can figure out how to do the whole thing within 45 minutes or so, and not have sometimes you need something prepared ahead so you could say, and by the magic of video, here it is already. So I'll have to figure that out as I decide whether to go fully live or not. All right, nice meeting. I'm happy to see Paisley in here, and Coco's been here a few times before. Angela Christian. Oh no, Angela Chastain. Okay, I don't remember seeing your name before. Forgive me if you've been here. There's a lot of people. Jeanette. So some people that are fairly new, I think. It's nice to see you all. Sandra, I've seen you. Sandra's Homespun. And Brenda Stewart. Melinda Hoffman. Yep, know her. Okay, y'all. Thanks for stopping by. I'm off to get ready for my physical therapy appointment, and I'll catch you all next time. Probably live stream, but if not, oh, and I've got some product reviews coming up. Some companies contacted me and asked me if I would do a review of their product, and they sent me some things to review, and they were decent stuff. So I told them the only way I'll do it is if I'm truthful. If I like it, I'll say I like it. If I don't like it, I'll say I don't like it. If it's meh, I'll say meh. And they said okay, so they were willing to take the chance. I've got a box waiting for me now full of product samples, and I haven't opened it yet because I want to open it on camera. I'll probably do that later today too. All right, all. Thanks for coming by, and I'll see you next time.